All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. So, one championship just cannot seem to get out of its own way. You think they would learn some lessons from what they've done in the past, but they don't. And now, two events have lost their headlining fighter. Fairtex is injured, got surgery for her left meniscus, and is out for the next 6 months. Now, before I get into this, dear listener, if you could please hit that like button, I'd appreciate it a lot. So, this is going to be a little bit different video. Normally, it's very polished and edited, but I'm just going to screen record this because of the amount of tweets I want to show here. Shout out to my boy Nick Atkin. Used to work for SCMP, MMA. Now he works for Sportskeeda. He's a good dude. He's how I got this news. He tweeted out early this morning, 5:04 a.m. My time, and as I'm recording, it's 9:30 p.m. It says, as alluded to on podcast last night with @Tristan 2pn, big shakeup to 167 and 168. Fairtex injured her left knee in training and needs surgery. Will be out for 6 months. Atomweight MMA title defense versus Denice Zamboanga in Bangkok and her tilt at Strawweight champ Xiong Jingnan in Denver are both off. Pretty disastrous news for one championship. Disastrous does not... That's putting it lightly, Nick. That's putting it a little bit lightly. So, rather than learning from all the way back in, 2020, 2021, with Ritu Phogat, when they booked her ahead of the Atomweight Grand Prix she was set to be in, One Championship has learned nothing about double booking fighters. Now, and Stamp isn't the only fighter double booked between now and September when they're coming to Denver. Let's see, I think Mikey Musumeci is, one of the Rotolo brothers, Rod Tang, I'm pretty sure, is double booked. I think Superlek might be. A bunch of the known, basically everybody that One Championship tries to put on as many shows as possible, they've got a lot of those fighters double booked. Now, let's go back to what happened with Ritu Phogat. They had Ritu Phogat planned for the women's Atomweight Grand Prix that they announced back in, 2020, and didn't end up even starting until the next year. Ahead of that, they had Ritu Phogat booked against B. Nguyen at the one Dangal event, and she lost to B. Nguyen. So you have someone who is scheduled to be in a Grand Prix. You booked her in a fight ahead of time in order to get her a win on a card that was catering to the Indian audience, and she loses the decision. So what did One Championship do? Did they find a replacement for the Grand Prix? No, they had to hurry up, scramble, get Ritu another win ahead of time. So I think she ended up fighting like 3 times that year. They had to hurry up, scramble to find another opponent for her to beat so they could say, oh yeah, she's back in the Grand Prix now. She's coming off a win. So that way she wouldn't be going into that Grand Prix off of a loss. Now, did One Championship learn from that? Did they learn that, hey, it is a bad idea to double book fighters? No, of course not, because One Championship refuses to learn from any of their mistakes. So they had Stamp booked. She was supposed to fight Denice Zamboanga back in March. And they pushed it back. For whatever reason, they pushed it back. They said their excuse was that, oh, well, we want to record some kind of documentary for this fight or something. So they pushed it back from March in, Qatar, all the way to June in Bangkok. So that's April, May. That's basically 3 months back. Here's another lesson that people should learn from when it comes to combat sports. 1, don't double book, or don't announce a double booking at least. Okay? If you're going to double book, don't announce it. The other one is this. Long fight camps are bad. Okay? I'm going to repeat this. Really long fight camps are bad. 6 to 8 weeks should be top for the time that you spend in camp. And here's why. Being in fight camp mode is not the same as being in regular, everyday training mode. The point of the fight camp is that not only are you working to fight a specific opponent, you're working throughout the camp so that you physically peak for fight week. The whole point of a fight camp is to get you in perfect shape. Now, granted, you should already be in good shape already. You should be ready to go for your weight and ready for your weight cut when fight camp begins. So there should be no excuse to have a longer fight camp because you're already in shape. But fight camp is about getting in fight shape, which means you want to peak at the right time, which is fight week. By the time fight week comes around, you should have your game plan for your fight set. You should be ready to fight your opponent, know what they're going to do, or at least know their fight style, and you should be in peak physical condition. When you have an extra long fight camp or an extended fight camp, it throws everything off. And the longer your fight camp is, the longer you spend time doing that higher intensity training and your special diet and everything, guess what? The more susceptible you are to injury. I say it again, 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks should be all you need to get ready for even a world championship caliber fight. Because I've seen it too many times where fighters have 10-week camps, 12-week camps, 14-week camps, and then they get injured. Or half the camp becomes fat camp. And that's why so many fighters have such long camps, because they get fat between fights. They don't go to the gym every day. They don't work out. They don't maintain physical conditioning. So they have to have these super long camps because they need the extended time to get all that excess weight off before they can even start actually cutting for the fight. And then they get injured because of the high intensity training. 8 weeks, tops. I mean, the evidence is clear with so many fighters. Am I a fighter? No. Am I a coach? No. But the sport's been around long enough, and even not just MMA, but boxing has been around long enough that we know that extended camps are bad. They're bad for your health. All they do is lead to injury. So, first, don't double book a fighter. 2, don't push fights back if you don't have to. Now, here's a little bit of conspiracy time. I'm going to head over to this guy. His name's Jamie, at Muay Thai, JME on Twitter. This guy knows his Muay Thai. He is a very big Muay Thai guy. Loves the traditional Muay Thai. Not a big fan of one championship. He quoted Damon Martin about the cancellation here. Says, expected of one. Can't wait for U.S. fans to endure what I have so many times over the years. Purchasing tickets prior to an event, then having to sit back and watch said event collapse fight after fight. At least 1 to 2 more will be removed pre-event. Another 3 to 4 expected to miss weight. Also, this is interesting, which you can see here. I tweeted, glad I didn't pre-order for September. But look at Jamie's reply to his own post. Said, also, Stamp was out of the June event months ago, but it wasn't announced, as the Rodtang Takeru fight and so many others, because they needed tickets sold. I was literally telling people 6 weeks ago in Thailand that fight was off. Embarrassing and unprofessional as always. So he's alluding or alleging that Stamp's injury has been known, and they've known about it for months. Basically implying that One Championship knew about it. And let me see. Yeah, here he is. Here's the same reply. Let me see. Some fighters don't get fight. Oh, here's a good one I like. It says some fighters don't get fight, but some get next fight before even they fight previous one. Stamp, Liam, Rotolo, Mikey, etc. Really unprofessional way. Yeah, I did not pre-order the tickets when they came available. I still haven't bought a ticket yet for September, and I'm really glad I didn't. So let's go back to Nick's page, because Jamie has a point. Because here we go, just a few hours later. Okay, when did Nick post this? 5:04 a.m. was when he made his original announcement. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, look at this. 11:50 a.m. So 7 hours later, here we go. Stamp Fairtex recovering in hospital after surgery on her meniscus. Several teammates from the gym went to see her. Here's Champ Fairtex. So Stamp literally had surgery today, and they wait to announce it till the day of surgery. What is it? 2 weeks out from the next one event where she was supposed to headline? So yeah, what Jamie was alleging was true. They obviously knew that she was going to be out. Because you don't just injure yourself and get surgery overnight. Now, some people are saying, well, it could have been emergency surgery. It takes serious consultation to line up a serious surgery like this, okay? It's not as if her leg became half ripped off and they ordered emergency surgery right away. Look, you know you're injured well ahead of time before you need surgery. And then you're going to go and get it looked at because you know you're hurting, you know you're injured, but you don't specifically know what's wrong. So what do? You go to a doctor, and then the doctor's going to send you to a specialist, and then the specialist is going to refer you to a surgeon if the specialist isn't already the surgeon. But then they have to book you for the surgery, and they have to book a room in a hospital and everything else. They knew about this for months. It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just a straight up conspiracy. One Championship knew about this for months and didn't say anything until she got the surgery. This is ridiculous, everybody. This is beyond ridiculous. So not only did One Championship double book a fighter, not only did they lose said fighter for both events, but they knew about it for months. They knew about it and they knew about it, and they tried to hide it. They hid it. No, they didn't try to hide it. They hid it until it was too late to do so, because they were hoping, oh, maybe she's just hurt. Here's the theory. Here's what happened. Stamp's like, oh, I hurt myself today, but she didn't immediately go and get it looked at. She's like, I'll be fine. This is what fighters do. And this is what fighters do. This is what all athletes do. They get hurt, and they'll go, oh, it's just an ache. It's just a hurt. I'll work it out. I'll walk it off. And they put off doing anything about it. And then it gets worse. And then it gets worse, and it gets worse until they can't do anything anymore. Maybe they can't even walk anymore. And then finally, they have to get surgery. So not only was Stamp injured for a long time, she probably tried to hide it for a while, and then One Championship tried to hide it for a while, because she would have had to keep updating One, especially about when she knew that it was pretty serious. And then it would have been at least several weeks ahead of time that they knew about the surgery, because you don't just book ligament surgery overnight. So congratulations to One Championship. You have lost 2 main events. Now, Denice Zamboanga, I believe they are looking for a new fight for her. For Xiong Jingnan, man, she was already going to be sitting out a year, I guess, without a fight. Who knows how long she'll be sitting out. Maybe they'll book her a fight before then. Maybe they'll book her a fight for September anyway. Who knows? But you got to feel bad for Denice because she was supposed to fight in March, and then they moved her fight back to June. And now she's got to fight a completely different opponent if they find someone. And then I feel bad for Jingnan because now she has no opponent for September after they were already planning to make her sit out for a year. Hopefully they'll find an opponent for her. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this one championship debacle. Stamp is out of both 167 and 168. So that's beginning of next month and September 6th in Denver. So 2 events have lost their headliner. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform online. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.